The average professional spends over 3 hours daily managing their email inbox. That's nearly 20% of your work week completely gone to just email management. And lucky for you, in today's video, I'm sharing a solution that transforms your existing email client into a productivity powerhouse in literally just 5 minutes. It's called Mailbutler, and it's changing how you can organize and use your email box efficiently. In this video, we'll be covering everything you need to know about Mailbutler, from its features to its pricing, and even an in-depth tutorial on how to start using it to manage your inbox more effectively. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, email has become essential for modern work, but most native email clients lack the advanced features needed to truly manage communication efficiently. This is where Mailbutler fills the gap by adding powerful functionality directly to your existing email platform rather than forcing you to switch to an entirely new system. What makes Mailbutler different from other productivity tools is its seamless integration with Apple Mail, Gmail, and Outlook, which are 3 of the most popular email clients worldwide. And one of the most interesting parts is that if we look at some of the user reviews for this service, people are rating it at 4.2 stars or higher, which signifies a great deal of confidence that people are putting in this service. Now, this extension was designed specifically to address the most common email frustrations, which is tracking whether messages were actually read, following up on unanswered emails, or just creating consistent professional communication and collaborating effectively with team members, all of course without requiring you to leave your familiar inbox environment. Now, before we dive into this setup of how this actually works, there's a few important points that you need to understand about Mailbutler. The first of these is that while the extension offers a free essential plan, the most powerful features like team collaboration and advanced tracking are only available for the paid tiers, which start at about $7.95 per month. The second thing to understand is that some features are very platform specific. For instance, certain shared inbox collaboration tools work only with Apple Mail or with Outlook. And the third big consideration here is that the Outlook integration is newer and still being refined, so you need to be patient if there are any bugs that are still being worked out with it. But with that out of the way, let's now dive into transforming your inbox with Mailbutler in just less than 5 minutes here. I'll walk you through the entire process from installation to even optimizing your workflow with key features. This approach works by integrating directly with your existing email client rather than replacing it, meaning that there's virtually no learning curve. Now, what makes Mailbutler particularly effective here is that it's focused on addressing the 4 core email challenges that waste the most time, which is of course tracking message engagement, scheduling for optimal timing, standardizing communication, and creating follow-up systems. And by the end of this guide, you'll have a completely upgraded email experience that will effectively address everything that we're talking about. So let's start with this quick installation process, and then we'll move through setting up each key feature. Now, if you want to get started and follow along with me as easily as possible so that way you don't mess anything up in this setup process, I would highly recommend using the link down in the description and then following along with this video as I'm doing it. Once you click that link, you should be brought to a page that looks like this. As you can see, you can get started completely for free. Like we mentioned with Mailbutler, you simply have to click this blue button right here. Once you click that blue button, you'll be taken into this page where you'll pick which of these email softwares that you are personally using or planning on using. You have the options to choose between Apple Mail, Outlook Web, Outlook Application, or Gmail. Now, if you're doing Apple Mail, you basically will have to download the actual extension and then install it onto your Mac system, which, lucky for us, they give us a very easy to follow, handy install guide that shows us step-by-step how to do that and how to do it effectively. If you're going with your Gmail inbox, it's going to be a little bit easier here. But all you have to do is install it on the Google Chrome extension store, which they have a link to posted on their website right here. Now, for this video, I'm going to show you how to do Gmail just because it's one of the most popular email inboxes, and more than likely, most of you watching this video are probably planning on using it for Gmail anyways. Now, once you add it to your extension bar by clicking on this blue tab right here and adding it to your Chrome. Now, once you've added Mailbutler to your extensions, you'll then head back over to your inbox. Now, once you're in your inbox, this is what it will look like after you've activated Mailbutler. Now, the key thing here is to actually activate it in the first place, which now might be a little bit confusing at first, but I promise you it's very easy to get started with. I'll show you, and it's really easy. All you have to do is head over to the right taskbar here and click on the Mailbutler for Gmail logo. You'll click on this, and instead of what's reporting right here, it will show me a quick little accept option, which I'll hit the accept button for, which will then create a quick little account, which will use the same Gmail account that you're using. And just like that, you'll be ready to go inside of Mailbutler. As you can see, I now fully have an account available here, as well as a couple of different tabs that we can scroll through as well as look through. There's also our complete entire inbox, which is now much more organized and has a little bit of a change as far as the look. The major change here is that there are now specific little pictures that you can see besides each of these email signatures filters that kind of just makes it easier at a glance to see who we're getting emails from, what platform we're getting emails from, and just kind of make better decisions by quickly looking at it and then looking away. Now, if we go over here, we can take a look at the emails tab. This is where we're going to be able to see some filters that we can filter out specific types of emails that we're getting inside of our inbox, whether those are tracked, opened, not opened, or assigned to me. There's also dates that we can actually specify on. So if I only want to see the last 30 days of my emails, specifically, I want to see ones that I've opened, I can select those filters, hit the apply button, and then just like that, it will have a new filter here, and then we can see those filters in place. Now, there's also the contacts page, and in the contacts page, this is where we can have people who are either significant senders, people who send quite a bit of email back and forth to us, or people that we are planning on talking to in the future that we want to save their email address to our contacts list, much like you would with a regular cell phone, adding a person's phone number, just making it easier to connect with them and talk to them in the future so you don't have to remember that. And then of course, there's also the notes tab here where you can add notes about specific email addresses or contacts in case there's certain things you need to remember about either things that you tell them or supposed to tell them, or just specific details that you think are important to have there. If we go over to the task option, there's also, you can see maybe like a potential checklist that you could create here where it's, respond to this person, or make sure you fill out this email today, or do this or that. Just anything that can help your overall productivity and making sure that you stay on task with your email. If we head back to the home button here, we can see that the actual assigned emails here, which are basically just emails that have been assigned to us by somebody. There's also the urgent today emails if there's anything that needs to be done today or has a specific to-do part of it. Mailbutler can tell you what those emails are and give you specific ideas of what you immediately need to take care of inside of those. Now that we've covered all of that though, let's cover how to set up the 4 most powerful Mailbutler features that will actually transform your workflow. Now the first of these is enabling email tracking by clicking on the Mailbutler icon in the compose window when creating a new message and toggling on track opens. If you want to see that, just to show you an example, we'll click on the compose button, which will start the actually brand new email address. Let's just say, for instance, that I'm going to email myself here, and the subject is just going to be urgent. And then I can type whatever I want in the body, and then scroll down here. You might see this new little toolbar here that we can start messing around with. This is from Mailbutler, and this allows us to add a bunch of functionality to our emails that we otherwise couldn't do with just the base level edition of Gmail. As you can see here in the left corner, we have this little thing, which is tracking. If you uncheck this, again, it won't track anything. If you check this, it will track the emails specifically when they're open. And we can even specify to open and if they're clicked on as well, which is super helpful for seeing if people are actually reading the stuff that we're sending them, especially if you run something like a newsletter, for instance, or just in general, you're a cold outreach specialist or somebody who spends a lot of time sending emails to people. You want to make sure that those emails are getting read in the first place. So this can be helpful. Now, another thing here that we also have as an option is the add note button. Once again, this can add a note to the contact. Over here, we have any of the tasks. We want to add a task to this email, and even a signature portion, which we can get a signature from somebody if we're trying to close a deal, for instance, or just trying to get a contract signed or something like that. Now, one of the other big benefits about Mailbutler is there's templates that we can choose from too. And some of these are examples like cold emails or follow-up sales emails that we can use, which basically let us actually send out completely from scratch, which basically allows us to build really solid cold emails or follow-up sales emails without having to actually build it ourselves, having a really solid foundation point, which can be very, very helpful. Now, the second thing you'll set up is the Smart Send Later feature, which you can do so by clicking on this little clock icon in the compose window. You can manually select a time or use Mailbutler's AI to analyze receipt behavior and suggest optimal sending times with this. And then the third thing you can do is create a professional email signature by clicking on that little signature tab that we just showed you. And then of course, the very last thing that you can do is setting up email templates like we just showed you, which will just overall make this process so much smoother, faster, and more efficient to build emails quicker and get them out to your ideal audience. Now, one of the things I want to cover very quickly is the overall pricing behind Mailbutler. As you can see, they have a couple of different options you can choose from, both a yearly option and a monthly option, which each have their own benefits. Again, when you go with the yearly option, you're going to be saving a massive amount of money on this. And more than likely, if you're going to use the service once, you're going to use it multiple months in a row, probably for the foreseeable future. So it definitely makes sense to go with something like the yearly option. As you can see here, though, the tracking is $3.95 a month. Their professional plan is $7.95 a month. Their smart plan, $12.95 a month. And their business plan is $29.95 a month. If you want to get started with any of these plans too, you can get started completely for free with a 14-day trial by using the link down in the description. If you guys have any questions about this service or how this works, make sure to comment them down in the comment section. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. And of course, please remember that the links down in the description are affiliate links and we could financially benefit from them at no extra cost to you. So thank you in advance for supporting more videos like this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future.